and fanned 2 more shots at the partner. One nicked him in the shoulder, and the other missed, giving the partner time to load down on Corcoran. Corcoran dove for the floor, twisted onto his back before hitting the boards, and fired once more, this time putting a neat hole in the man's forehead. He was just getting back to his feet when Sheriff Jackson Clements raced into the gun shop. "What's all this?" he demanded. Luckily for Corcoran, the shopkeeper, Gus Hines, gave a full accounting of the attempted robbery. "Well, I believe you, Gus," Clements said. "Corcoran, you've just about used up your welcome around these parts. Trouble follows you, I think. It might be best if you drifted on to other diggings." "You know dang well this wasn't me starting a fight or nothing, Sheriff," Corcoran complained. Clements just scowled. "All right, then, but at least say thank you for cleaning up this little hellhole you call home. Probably paper on those 2, and if there is, you better forward the bounty my way." "What do I owe you, Gus?" Corcoran asked. "Nothing, Terrence. Thanks for stepping in and protecting me." Gus Hines glared at the sheriff. "Some people don't know how to show gratitude, Corcoran. I ain't one of them." When the ice storm turned to snow, Corcoran grabbed several armloads of semi-dried wood, got his knife out and whittled some kindling, rubbed it good with some pork fat, sprinkled some black powder over the little mess, and struck flint. "I can feel that fire all the way to my bones," he thought, and he let it rage. No self-respecting Indian would be out in this weather. Way I figure it, I'm pretty darn safe. Safe and cold and wet, and damn this storm. This time he said it out loud. It was nearing the end of 1884. Christmas was on its way, and once again this gentleman wasn't going to be spending it in front of a glowing fireplace surrounded by a loving family. More'n likely, sitting in a mud hole in front of a puny little smoky fire, eating beans and passing gas. Merry Christmas. His camp was at the base of 6 Mile Canyon, so Virginia City was about 6 miles away. Just 6 miles, and he would return to the fabulously rich Comstock lode. The mine owners, gamblers, and stock market buffoons might be rich, he thought, but he sure wasn't. Money ain't no problem in Virginia City. It flows like molten gold from that mountain. Virginia City was 6 miles up, a very steep up, at the head of a long climb, and he wasn't going to ride there through a maelstrom that was slinging snow down that long grade. "I'm warm, and if Mr. McKay don't like me not making it through tonight, that's just his tough luck." Mr. McKay was John McKay, owner of the rich Consolidated in California mine that Corcoran thought he might go to work for. Of course, John McKay had never heard his name mentioned. So, Corcoran figured, this storm delay don't mean anything anyway. One more opportunity lost in this long life of good news, bad news, happy days, foul days, bonanza borrasca. Stuff it, Mr. McKay. I don't want to work for you anyway. That was when he had his camp set up, after he had some jerked meat soaked in hot coffee, and a set to with more wood for the fire. All that took place before he laid his head on the hard saddle and wrapped himself in a buffalo robe coat and wool bedroll, and drifted into a deep sleep. So, what caused that overladen branch to drop its snow load? And what was he preparing to kill, wound, or scare half to death with his trusty .73? Corcoran sat rock still, breathing as slow as one can and not pass out, just like old Seth Bullock taught him when he rode for him in Deadwood. That was back around 80, I guess. Time ain't caught up with me, no sir. I'm just as fast and deadly as I was then. But I don't like not knowing what it is trying to kill me. There, he heard it again. Something rubbed gentle-like against a branch, and right smack in front of him. Snow was flying so thick he couldn't see old Rube.